You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMMI Support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMMI Support.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Talk Show. I'm Napasa, and this is Sam, and we both welcome you to Daily Immigration Dose. So, thank you so much, each one of you, for joining us. We are live right now on YouTube, and you can definitely check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. So, connect with us and be a part of this discussion because this is definitely open for all of you to join. Participate by commenting or by dialing the number which you can see on the screen. But before we head on with today's discussion, I have this important disclaimer, and that is by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. And I'm super ready for today's discussion with Sam. Sam, how are you today?
Well, I am really excited for this discussion. I'm sure our viewers are also having a lot to discuss. So, friends, I'll say that without any hesitation or without any second thought, just go ahead, dial up this number that is on top of your screen 425 with the access code 988888. And join us and do let us know just on this live conversation what you think about the topic and what is your status or any other conversation that you would like to have. And talking about today's topic, let me introduce that as well. It's about deported by mistake. US court orders return. What went wrong? So I think this is a very intriguing topic, Napasa. And today, friends, stay tuned because we are going to talk about some case studies. We are going to share some real stories. Also, we'll talk about like why it's happening, what US Supreme Court has said, and how did it, come out this way, and what people should do right now. So it's going to be a very informative session. Stay tuned and stay connected. And also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And with that, Napasa, I think without any further ado, let me go ahead with my news update and then you can follow up.
Sure, sure, Sam, go ahead.
Okay, so here's my news update, friends, and this is about the US Supreme Court has given the green light for President Trump administration to restart deporting some migrants to countries other than their own. That's right. The court overturned a previous order that said migrants should be allowed to explain any dangers they might face in another country. An official said the ruling helps protect public safety and national security. So the cases involved, 8 people from countries like Myanmar, Cuba, and Mexico. And the government said that they had committed serious crimes that shouldn't be forgiven. But some lawyers say that not all of them had criminal records. So this decision is another next step in the administration's push for stricter immigration enforcement, with legal and human rights debates still going on. So it is what happening right now, and U.S. Supreme Court is also saying a lot regarding the policies that the administration is taking up. So yeah, this was my news update, and Nipasa, please go ahead with yours.
Sure, Sam. So the news I wanted to share is President Trump's immigration funding bill advances and eyes major system changes. So a major immigration and border security funding package backed by President Donald Trump is moving through Congress with the potential to reshape parts of the US immigration system. And the proposed bill would allocate approximately $150 billion over 4 years, supporting expanded border infrastructure, additional detention facilities, and increased staffing for immigration enforcement. And the legislation would significantly increase funding for immigration and customs enforcement, that is ICE, whose current annual budget is around $10 billion. If passed, the bill could also raise costs associated with legal immigration processes. So while the House has already approved the bill, the Senate is now reviewing its own version, which closely aligns with the House's approach. Some experts note that certain spending sections remain broad in wording, leaving details on implementation to be clarified. And supporters of the bill say that it would provide essential resources to strengthen border security and manage migration effectively. So a final vote in the Senate is expected in the coming weeks. And that is the news I wanted to share with you folks out there. I hope you are very much updated, and to keep yourself updated and not miss out on any of these updates on US immigration and the changes that are happening every day, subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and ring that bell so that whenever we have discussions or updates, you're notified first. And please like and share our content. This link as well, for folks out there to join in and be a part of this discussion. So I think, yes, indeed, today's discussion, it's going to be a very interesting one. And if you think about it, it's very serious, but another very often overlooked issue in the immigration system, that is mistaken deportations. So yes, people have been deported by mistake as well, sometimes even after a US court has told authorities to hold off. And today we are looking at the case of Jordan Alexander Melgar Salmeron as well, a man who was deported to El Salvador just 28 minutes after a federal court had blocked his removal. So let's get to know more about everything in this discussion today. So, Sam, why don't you go ahead and let us know more on what happened in this case?
Sure, that would be my pleasure. Okay, so let me go ahead with the case and let's understand it in a very detailed way. So, firstly, if talking about what happened in this case, then there is a man who is 31-year-old and his name is Jordan Melgar Salmeron. So he's a old father, he's a father of four and who had been living in Virginia. He was in immigration detention while his case was being reviewed by the courts. So, what happened on May 7th? The appeals court issued a clear order saying that he should not be deported while the case is still in process, is still ongoing. But however, you won't believe just 28 minutes later, that order, he was placed on a flight and sent back to his home country, that was El Salvador. So it sounds very surprising that even after the court has ordered that he is not the one who should be deported yet, but the process was still ongoing. But just after the court's order, after 20 minutes, he has been sent back to El Salvador. And when we asked this question to administration, then administration later explained that this happened because of a mix-up between different ICE offices, one in Buffalo and one in Louisiana, leading to a communication gap. And they called it an administrative error, not something intentional or not something they wanted to do. So now the court has stepped in again and is asking the administration to help that person to bring back to him to the USA. And until and unless there won't be a proper, check of that person's background, there won't be any final decision, then he should remain in the United States. And that's fair enough. So they also want to know that where he is right now and what steps will be taken to return to him safely. So this is the whole case, this is the whole scenario, and this case is making people really afraid, quite scared, because they're not able to decide, like, were they wrong or was it the mistake from the administration side. But we have shared both the opinions, what the court is saying, what the people are saying, and what the administration are also saying. So this is the case, and it is receiving attention because it highlights, how important the clear communication and coordination is, especially when it comes to immigration sector. So yeah, this is the whole story, and this is the whole case, Nepasa. If you can also let us know some role of Supreme Court, like why the court stepped in and what did they do.
Right, Sam. And to keep it right to the point, the court stepped in because it wasn't just a minor mistake. It was clear case of someone being removed from the country after a judge had told the government not to do it. And court exists to make sure that everyone, including the government, follows the law. So this is the biggest reason why the court stepped in, because when a legal order is given, especially in immigration cases where people's safety may be at risk, it has to be followed precisely. And by deporting Mr. Melgar Salmaron despite the suspension order, the legal process was undermined, and the court had no choice but to act, not only to help this one individual, but also, to make sure that such orders are respected in the future.
That's
So
right.
this is what happened. And hi, Nayan. Thank you so much for joining us. And well, we are going to take up your comment a little later in this episode, but stay with us for now. And Sam, if you can tell us, how are these mistakes happening?
All right. So I think, yeah, you have said it very well, about why code stepped in and what happened. So now the major question is that how are these mistakes happening? Because, if somebody is being deported and that too after the judge's order. So it seems that there is miscommunication and also the communication is not that clear. So this time we can see that communication plays a major role, not only in terms of immigration, but also in terms of, general life too. But talking in terms of this case, sometimes different immigration officers in different states are involved in the similar case. And when so many people involved in the same thing in the same cases, then of course it creates confusion rather than having a good solution. And this is what happened in this one. If they don't cooperate or coordinate properly, then important updates, like court orders, can be missed very frequently. And that is what happened in this situation. So, in this situation, there may have been a breakdown in communication, and one office may not have known in time that the court has said that don't deport him yet. Maybe the other said, or maybe other thought that it is the time for the deportation because he's already in the deportation center. Also, immigration systems are large and complex, and talking about in 2025, it is very uncertain and complexities are there. So there can be delays in updating records or scheduling errors, and especially when decisions are made quickly or at the last minute. And right now we are seeing, Napasa, that how administration are quickly taking the steps, without any further ado, without dealing or without basically postponing the dates. They're quickly making the decision, and maybe because of that, maybe because of some communication gap or miscommunication, the decision has been taken in a wrong way. As officials said that it was an administrative mistake and it was not something done on purpose or intentional. So it shows that administration is also accepting its mistake, and they are not adamant about it. They are accepting it and they are being humble about it. But still, these situations show that even small gaps in communication can lead to a big problem, and that too a very serious one. So this is why, friends, it is very important, for all parts of the system to stay in sync, stay tuned, and also make sure that all the important information that you are getting is the right one. And this by this incident we can understand that how communication and how coordinating with the right source is very very important. So with that, friends, if you also want to rely on the right sources, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And with that, I think, Nipasa, it's almost time to take a short and a quick break. So Nayan and Shaukat, hi Shaukat, don't go anywhere. We'll be coming right back on Immigration Talk Show. See you just after a short break.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose Emmy support.
Welcome back, everyone, on Immigration Talk Show. I'm Nipasa, and this is Sam here on Daily Immigration Dose. Welcome back, and it's been a very interesting discussion on this case that's going on. And Sam, what you just said, I think you already covered what Nayan was asking because it's a similar case. If I may just read the comment, Nayan is saying, I recently found out that I was deported by mistake, and a US court has now ordered my return. Can you explain what legal grounds were used for this mistake? And how does the system even allow this to happen? So, as Sam has already mentioned before the break, that it's sort of a big miscommunication that must have happened in the system. And there are similar cases with regard to what we're speaking. And so is the case of Nayan as well, from what I see. So, yes, what can I say? There has been too many updates recently, and we do not know where was the communication missed, but it did happen. And so sorry to say, Nayan, that you had to go through some inconvenience, but I'm glad that they're calling you back and well, accepting the mistake. And there are similar cases and patterns, like, so I think, yes, I'll address them as well. Mr. Melgar Salmeron's case isn't the only one. It's Nayan's also. And there have been several other recent examples, where people were deported in violation of court orders or before their legal proceedings were fully resolved. For example, Kilmar Abrego Garcia was deported to El Salvador as well, despite a court order, and ended up in a high security prison there for weeks. And imagine that. Well, another case involved a Venezuelan man, Christian, who was deported even though he still had an asylum application pending. And a Guatemalan man identified as OCG was sent back to Mexico despite saying he feared for his life due to past abuse. These patterns, they are showing a growing concern about how immigration removals are being handled and whether proper legal steps are always being followed. And so is the concern of Nayan here, that how does the system even allow for all of this to happen? These are some questions that many folks out there, especially those who have been going through these situations, where they have been mistakenly deported and they have been called back, and order of a return is happening. So when you think about it, it's difficult a situation, right? People are fearing going back home, and they're sent back even though the court has a different order. And soon they'll realize that they have to return back. So it's a little confusing also, I think, and we are all wondering what is really happening and where was the miscommunication. I think we need more answers for sure. And uh, I think we need to know what could this mean going forward. So Sam, if you could tell us a little bit, please.
Sure. And I think this is very important. And I just want to say something to Nayan that Nayan, firstly, so sorry to hear about it. But if you're looking for any explanation on what legal grounds were used for this mistake, then I think we are not the experts, but we do have live webinars with immigration attorneys, and they are the right person to talk about this topic. So I think do join us, and stay tuned, and also hit the bell icon of Immigration Talk Show, and you'll get the notification whenever we come up live. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please do it right now. Okay, now let me go ahead with what could this mean going forward. So, firstly, courts may take a firmer approach to ensure that immigration rulings are respected and enforced. And that's very rightly put, because it is what, nobody can take a chance by mistake that some immigrant have been deported. It feels so sad because Nepasa, talking about this man only, the case that we are talking, he is a 31-year-old man, and he has four young children. So it's a very emotional part as well, because the children are being dependent, maybe the wife is also dependent, and he has to go through a lot. So it feels so sad, and similar cases as you have put up. So I think it is better that courts may take now a firmer approach to ensure that now the immigration rulings are, respected, and there won't be any mistakes like this. Next, government agencies might face increased pressure to improve coordination, transparency, and accountability. So I think there's nothing negative about it because the administration are also putting up very well and being very honest that yes, because of so much or over workload or maybe mix up or maybe miscommunication, this mistake happened. So it will be like now we can see a better transparency, a better coordination, and more accountability. Next, this case could also spark calls for systemic reform, especially in how deportation orders are handled and communicated. That's right. And for immigrants and legal advocates, it also offers hope that the judicial system is actively stepping in to correct mistakes and protect the rights. So I think Supreme Court is doing a great job, and they are actually, proving that yes, they are the guardian of the nation, and that's what their main work is. So yeah, I think they're doing a great job, and everybody is trying to just adjust with this scenario. And with that, I think Nepasa, if you can also take up Shokat's comment, so that would be great.
Sure. Hi, Shaukat. Thank you for joining us here on Immigration Talk Show. He's saying migrants in ICE detention data current through June 20th, 2025 is 55,007, sorry, 55, 7,
507,000.
7, yeah, 7, well, 76,428.6% with criminal conviction, 25.6% with pending criminal charges, 46.9% listed as other immigration violator,
Mhm.
11.4% fast tracked for deportation. Well, definitely 11.4% fast tracked for deportation sounds right for sure. And well, these statistics are really great. Thank you so much, Shokat, for the input. But it's definitely happening, and it is something that our president had promised much before he even joined office during his campaign time as well, that we are going to see the largest mass deportation in the history of America, and it is happening. It is happening one day at a time, and only people who deserve to be in America are still here in America. So I think we'll just keep it at that. And thank you, Shaukat, once again for joining. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now and do like and share with your friends and folks out there, our channel so that they can also join in, and ask them to subscribe so that whenever we have discussions like these, they can join in, and better even not ever miss out on any important information that we have, updates coming every day. So subscribe now. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and check us out not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram.
That's right. And with that, I think Napasa, we have covered a lot in this session, and now it's time to say bye bye to our viewers because it's almost time. And with that, I'll say, friends, that we can understand with this case that communication is really very, very important, not in terms of general life, but everywhere. So it is very important, to have a clear communication and coordinate, cooperate, because that's how only you are going to make your life easier. And don't be a part of any miscommunication thing. And you can see how difficult the situations are. So it's better to stay informed and stay connected with us because we are going to show you the right path, and also the right guidance will be provided by our experts, our immigration attorneys. So with that, I think Napasa, it's almost time. And thank you so much, guys, for being here, Shopkut and Nayan. I hope we have given you good answers. And till then, friends, you can also get in touch with me on my email address, that is sam@staffingme.com. And you can also go ahead and reach out to Nipasa on her email address, that is nipa@staffingme.com. She also has a phone number, and you can reach out to her on her number, that is 408 335 6444. So, any question, any query regarding your immigration journey, go ahead. We have shared our email address and the phone number. Put them and do let us know about what you think. Okay, friends. So thank you so much for being here and have a great day. Stay connected, stay tuned. It's me, Sam, with my co host, Nepasa. Tomorrow, again, we are coming on the same platform at 4 p.m. EDT. So do join us tomorrow. And till then, see you, everyone, and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMMI support.